Hello, hello, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Mike Gingrich. Thank you for being with me today. This is the game plan for Facebook marketing, where we want to help you take your Facebook marketing to the next level, taking a look at things that are current, things that are coming, and what you can do today to improve your business marketing on Facebook. So we're going to spend about the next 60 minutes together, and let me go over a few things to get us started here. Make sure all my audio is recording properly. Slide number 2 coming up for you here. All right, first things first. Yes, you will get access to the slides and the video replay. All right, so that always comes up. Will we get access to the video replay if you have to leave early? Yes, you've signed up, you registered, so I have your email address, and I'll be sending it out to that full audience list within 24 hours, and I'm giving myself some buffer there. Usually I can do that faster, so not a problem there. And so I'll have those resources for you. I'm going to have what I call a halftime and a question answer at the end as well. So about halfway through, I'm going to take time to stop and let you to ask questions on my content up until that point in time. And then again at the end we will. And as well, just letting you know up front that at the end I am going to be talking about a course that I do have coming up, so that is going to be something you'll learn about at the end of this. But again, slides and video will be accessible afterwards. Everybody that registered, it'll come out via email. Now, second thing that I wanted to cover is that I want you to have at least 3 key takeaways, 3 tips, things that you can do to implement right away. That's my goal, is that there's at least 3 of those, and that's always important for me. I like to be practical, doable, give you things that are helpful right away, and so I like to know about that. What did you take from the time with me today? And so my Facebook page is facebook.com/MikeGDigital, or there's my Twitter hash, or my Twitter username at Mike_Gingrich right there, and that'll be shown to you throughout here. So you can always, as something comes up, tweet something out, or at the end make note of that on Facebook. But it's always important for me to know what you're pulling from and what you're learning. So that's important. And also just want to welcome everybody. It looks like we're getting a good crowd here. Some more people still coming in. Donna, I see your name out there. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Danielle, Emmanuel, all the way from Greece. I appreciate you making the time and the effort. And a good evening to you in Greece over there. So I had a few people from Australia say that they weren't going to get up in the middle of the night. So if you are from Australia, make sure you note that. I want to give you a special shout out that you are with me live here, but I know it's not the ideal time period for you there. Here's where we want to go today. I want to take a look at Facebook from a sales model funnel perspective for online marketing, and I want to drill into some details, types of posts for strategy and impact that you can use, and then how you can maximize posts with Facebook targeting. This is particularly relating to ads, and then the critical importance of integrating your Facebook marketing with other marketing components that you are doing online. And it shouldn't be an isolated silo. And then looking at one of the key valuable features that I think more people should be using today, and that's that Facebook custom audience strategy. So we're going to take a look at that's a broad picture of a number of components that I'm going to drill down into, and I hope that's going to be helpful for you today. Now, just a little side note so you get to know me a little bit better. I am also a proud papa, and here in the States, my kids just got out of school, and my youngest, Kaylee, just won an award. She was voted by her classmates as the happiest person in the class. So they had a vote. Who's the happiest person you see every day, day in and day out? And my daughter won this. I'm a proud papa of the happiest 4th grader that was in that class this year. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail so you can get to know me. But one of the things is a proud papa of 3 kids. I am also the president of Digital Hill Multimedia, which is a digital agency located in Indiana, serving clients nationally in the U.S., internationally, particularly with our TabSite platform. TabSite is that contest and lead generation software that allows you to run photo contests, sweepstakes, and more on Facebook pages as well as on your website. I'm a social media tech geek. I'm just going to come out right there and say it. I admit that, you know. I start get quivering when my phone is more than an arm's length away from me, and I do sleep with it beside my bed. It is the last thing I see typically before I go to sleep. One of the first thing typically, it wakes me up because there's my alarm on my phone, but the first thing I see, and I'm checking things in the morning. I have an average number of tabs open in Chrome of 33. If you don't know what that means, you definitely don't have to worry about being a tech geek. It's the Chrome browser, and I crank the tabs open, so much so that I've started to need to use Firefox as well, so that I can keep another 30 of the second most important tabs open there, so that I can quickly go back and forth between those 60-some tabs and always have accessible what I need when I need it. All right? And as well, I'm going to weave this in. I'm a traveler. Love to travel. 26 countries and counting. Was just in Honduras for the first time this past April, and love to get around Asia, Africa, Europe, Central America, South America. And I think that traveling is something that has enriched my life a lot, and it's made me a better marketer. It's made me a better social media marketer. It made me a better Facebook marketer. And here it is, folks. Facebook marketing is a lot like driving. All right, let me break this down for you. It's a lot like driving, and I say that because if you go to other nations, you have to learn to navigate differently. All right, wherever you drive. Okay, so for me, the bulk of the audience probably here today is North American based, so U.S. and Canada. We have a method of driving, drive on the right side. All right, but when you get on that plane and you fly and you land in London, like I have done. And I landed at Heathrow, and I got in, took a night flight from Philadelphia, got in the morning, wee hours, 6 a.m., I got in my rental car, and I realized, whoa, this is different. I knew that going in, that I'm going to drive on the left side, not the wrong side, just left. It's different, all right? I had to learn to navigate differently, more roundabouts, driving on the left, merging into traffic. One of the biggest things was I was driving a stick shift, and so sitting on the right side of the car, I had to shift with my left hand. Now that was a unique experience. So just like with Facebook, here's the parallel, is that things change. You have to adapt. I had to adapt what I knew. I knew how to drive, but when I got to London, I had to adapt to the context there. All right. Now, the bottom left was Hong Kong. I was in Hong Kong, and I mean, massive city-state. The population density like I am not used to. All right, and therefore they had their own particular way of driving in Hong Kong, and that was a difference. You had to get used to that. Again, I've done that. I've done Mexico City. I mean, massively different. Mexico City is just like a beehive. I mean, just things buzzing in and out and weaving. You need to adapt. You can have the foundations. So I want to make sure you have those foundations in Facebook marketing. Then you need to adapt those. Bottom right over there is actually in Nepal. Now, Nepal just went through, major disaster, catastrophe with the earthquake. A lot of things going on there yet. Contribute to relief efforts and praying for all those impacted. This guy here, he is driving a common vehicle. This was outside Kathmandu, the capital, and you can call this a truck. You can call it a tractor because they have them in fields too. You can call this a bus, and you can call it a taxi because they would just load people onto this. They would load crops onto this. They would load animals onto this, and it would go, and they would use these in the fields. Now that was a different type of vehicle that I was not used to. All right. So again, the concept is driving. We all, we've learned to drive, but we have to adapt to the circumstance, and that's what's critical in functioning in that environment. And so the same thing holds true with Facebook, that you need to adapt to your environment as it changes. And there's foundations. We're going to go through those. It's different for different industries. okay? And it's different because Facebook evolves, and what used to work 9 months ago is different than what works today. All right, one more picture for you before I really dive in, and this is another picture from Nepal. I was headed to the foothills of the Himalayas, and where we were staying that night, this was the transportation to get there. Technically, we were in a little lodge that was on an island, and the way to get there was by raft. That was the transportation mechanism. So these guys have a rope that's just strung from one end to the other. They are pulling on that rope to pull the raft out to meet us. We got onto that raft, put our bags on, and they took us back across. So those are the things that you have to adapt to when you travel internationally, and I love it. Love it, love it. I mean, you get to learn, experience all these new things. You know, from a foundational standpoint of, you know, people are people, but we all have different cultures, backgrounds, things like that. The same with Facebook. Facebook has some foundations, but you need to adapt and learn, and that's what we want to dive into today. So as we get started here, first thing I want to point out to you is that to succeed online, you must integrate and you must do a multi-touch approach. All right, so breaking that down for you, integrate means I don't want you to run a Facebook-only marketing silo, all right? Silos are not working today online. You can't just think of this in terms of Facebook. It must be thought of in terms of what are you doing online, and within online, how does your Facebook fit within that, okay? And so I want you to have an integrated approach. Things that we're doing on your website need to contribute and offer you value. Your content from your website, things that you're doing on your blog, can add value to what you can share on Facebook, and they can also be helpful in driving people from Facebook back to your website. And on your website, you have things such as email capture for people who have come and visited so that you can grow leads with them, get their email address and email market to them. So that's what I'm talking about, integrated. And the reason for an integrated approach is because today's consumer needs to do multi-touch, all right? People are looking online and doing a tremendous amount of all of their research, all of their decision making before they ever contact you. And studies have shown, this is one that Constant Contact posted last year, and they said it was on average taking 7 points of contact with a company to make a person feel comfortable to make a purchase from them. 7 points of contact from that first point. So Facebook and your online marketing might be all 7, okay? But it might be the first 3. It might be, but it's a multi-touch process, and you need to be thinking about how you help people take those multiple steps with you, all right? And Facebook can be a key generator in that. So let's dive into Facebook a little bit more in that. And why Facebook again? You're here because obviously you think there's some value in Facebook, so I'm going to be preaching to the choir a little bit, but let me go into some stats as to why it's important. You know, Facebook from a demographic perspective, from a time per month perspective, and from the precision targeting that you can do. And you notice the clock over there says 40 minutes, and that is specific because in one of the quarterly reports last year, 2014, that Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg's founder and president, shared was that people on Facebook in the U.S. were spending around 40 minutes each day using the service. I mean, that was an average. People on Facebook, an average of 40 minutes each day. And you think about that. That's a tremendous amount of time. I mean, he made the comparison that Center for Disease Control recommends that we exercise 21 minutes a day, but only 20% of people do that. But you have this user base in the U.S. that is spending 40 minutes. So the bottom line there is that that's where people are spending time. That's where people are spending time. I just looked up here recently for some materials I'm writing, the second and third, most traffic spots. What were those? And I mean, it drops off significantly. And Instagram was number 2 at about 26 minutes for active U.S. users. How much time were they spending somewhere else on a social network? And it was about 26 minutes on Instagram as number 2. Okay, and so huge drop off. And then Twitter was in the low 20s for active users. So this is important to note. It's where people are spending time. There's been a shift. There's even a shift a little bit away from television watching to Facebook itself. It's starting to penetrate into that, and there's largely that whole dual screen thing going on where people may be watching a show, but at the same time they got their mobile device in their hand and they're scrolling through their news feed, they're commenting on things. So it's kind of like a real-time interaction with people on Facebook, both together watching something else. From a business perspective, definitely for the business to consumer, 77% said they've acquired a customer through Facebook in a study that was done that HubSpot reported on. And this was 2013. I didn't see last year's data come out yet, and 43% of all B2Bs. And a lot of people say, is Facebook valuable for B2B? Don't you just have to go to LinkedIn? And I say it is, because I'll go back to my other demographic, that people are spending a tremendous amount of time on Facebook. So that means your B2B target person is spending time on Facebook. Now, are they doing that for the B2B business lead? Are they doing that to research products? No, okay? But you're trying to, it's a social network, so you can intersect with them there and have a few of those touch points that you're hoping for that maybe brings them over to your website at some point in time and ultimately educates them, builds a little bit of brand knowledge, brand equity, brand trust, that can result in a sale down the pike. That's where multi-touch comes into play. So you're not going to sell directly on Facebook, okay? Mark that down. Facebook, not a direct sell platform, okay? But it is a way to get in a whole bunch of those multi-touch pieces for your integrated marketing that ultimately helps you drive more customers, more leads. Now, let's get you involved here. Make sure you're hanging with me this afternoon. Fact or fiction, Facebook mobile monthly active users is greater than 80%. Okay, what do you think on that? Can you put that in the question period, question answer area here and give me a yes, greater than 8%, no, not greater than 80%. I will tell you it's close in that realm. So anybody want to, we're getting some yeses in there. Maggie's giving me a yes. Camille, yes. Sandy's putting forth a yes. All right. Okay, we got a 68% from Andrea. Okay. And Paula is saying yes. Okay. All right. Anyone else want to weigh in on that one? What do you think? Mobile monthly active users. A lot of people are carrying that around in their pocket, but 80% is quite a bit. 80% is quite a bit, and survey says active users. This was fourth quarter 2014, 82%. Facebook is dominantly used by people on their mobile device. All right, and that is just a important factor to take into consideration with your interactions, is that they're carrying it with them. They're doing the checks, and when they're on their mobile device, what are they doing? They're looking for quick access. Most commonly, they're spending time in the news feed. So how do you spend time with them? You need to be in their news feed. So that's going to be the key place that we want to be found and dive into with them. And you don't want to look at. So mobile active users, Facebook is dominantly used by people on a mobile device. That is just mobile devices. That's not even taking into consideration tablets and iPads for that stat, all right? Now, the final thing was the demographics there, in that Facebook is a massive, massive database, all right? It may be the single most largest database that businesses have access to today with targeted demographics on users, okay? You need to think about it. I want to break that down a little more, but you need to start from a business perspective. Start thinking about Facebook as the most massive database to reach your customer that you have ever thought of, all right? Not necessarily, not just as a social network. On a personal level, you can use that as a social network. On a business level, it's the most massive database to help you reach your ideal client that there is out there. Because just think about it. As I'm giving you a little picture from my activity log, all these different things that I've done on Facebook. And on the left side, just think of some common things that you willingly enter about Facebook. You filled out your about page. You've made connections with friends. You have, in some cases, identified your family members. Okay, obviously you're liking things. Your things are scrolling through the news feed, and you're commenting on things. Okay, Facebook knows all of that. All right, and they know what pages you have liked. Okay. If you've identified interests, they've identified those. Okay, they know if there's an ad in your news feed and you click on that to look at a link, they've documented those pieces, and they're putting all of that into the ads manager in this massive toolkit, and allowing you to drill down into specifics to who you want to reach. You can reach an ideal audience on Facebook, and even B2B. And I go through this example that you can reach the B2B purchaser, the person in the B2B, business to business, who is making that decision to purchase, and you could reach them on Facebook by, if the company is large enough, it could even be by company, but you can reach them by age range. You can reach them by title. If you know that the chief purchasing officer, whatever it is, the title, you can run ads to people by their title, by their education level, by income levels, obviously by targeted demographics, regions, all those types of pieces, by pages that they have liked. You can target, competitors, fans for ads. There is just a massive amount to get you in front of the exact right people, and in a multi-touch framework. If it's going to take people 7 times to want to buy from you, okay? So that means on the time number 1, they didn't buy, they weren't ready to. And time number 2, they weren't ready to. Time number 3, they weren't ready to. So Facebook can be all of those for you. So that's what's key. Then we want to obviously dive into, what do we need to do today to market? What's going to work for us today? So that's going to be my goal, and I want to dive into that from a framework perspective, give you some tools, and then we'll drill into those tools. First point, identify your goal. Okay, what does your business want to be on Facebook for? Is it to drive traffic to your website? That's a noble goal. That's a lot of businesses need to have that as their primary goal for their Facebook marketing, is to drive traffic to your website, okay? Because I want you to understand this as well. You should never get into that mentality where you think, oh, do we need our website? Because we've got Facebook. We got 300,000 fans on Facebook, okay? Facebook is just leased land, all right? I mean, Facebook could ultimately go away. Maybe the SEC or some other commission shut it down or whatever. So you don't want to rely totally on that. You want to use it as a part of what you're doing, but you always want to drive them to your own entity, which is your website. Drive traffic to your website is a great goal. It can be to offer customer support. We're seeing a growth in that as people, again, they're spending time on Facebook. They have a question, they're reaching out directly to the Facebook page. They're typing in, searching for that page, and then saying, hey, I'm having trouble with Project XYZ, how do I do this? And some Facebook pages companies are getting into the mode of being ready to offer customer support that way. They're equipping their workforce with how to answer, when to answer, and mobile phones with notifications so that they know when somebody pings the page and they can respond to that. Maybe it is to offer some links to buy your products. All right, like I said, now be aware, I don't see Facebook as primarily a direct sale, hey, buy this opportunity. There can be a piece of that, but it's not going to be your primary focus. And if your boss is saying, hey, don't we just need to keep putting out repetitive ones that say, buy this, 20% off this, then this is the kind of presentation they need to hear to educate them on what it takes to buy online. Remember, people are first and foremost on Facebook because they want to be social. They're in that news feed to see what's happening, friends, family, pages they've liked, all right? They are not there first and foremost to search for how can I get this product? Okay, but you can intersect with them there, and they can learn about you there, and you can be top of mind because you're interacting with them there, which can help you. And you can mix in some links to drive them to your website. And as I said, brand awareness, that piece there. So let's keep going here, and I want to introduce to you the digital marketing funnel. This is kind of a foundational starting point that I like to run people through that will help set the framework that we then put tactics in place around for your Facebook marketing, digital marketing funnel. This is something that I've created and that I use with our clients when we run campaigns for them, and works like this. There are three main parts of the funnel, top two, middle two, bottom two. And the top two are attract and engage. This is your top of the funnel content, and this is where you want to entertain, educate, and provide an experience. All right, those three words there at the bottom: entertain, educate, provide an experience. Because again, why are people on Facebook? First of all, it's a social network, so they're wanting to be entertained largely. They're wanting to interact. So you can be part of that entertainment, that education, that experience. And I know a lot of businesses think, how can we entertain? I mean, we sell pillows, all right? How can that be entertaining? But, little fun videos, pillow fight video, simple thing, or educate how the down in your pillows is made and how it ultimately comes together in a quick, simple, short video. Might be something that works there. Provide an experience. Maybe that's a contest for making win something. Those types of pieces are ways that you can attract more people, and then as they comment, as they interact, you can engage with them. All right. So think of ways that your business can work at some how-to content, some helpful content that answers questions related to your product or your industry. Go broader. How can you inspire people? And I think particularly on Facebook, people want to be inspired. What gets the most likes and shares is some of those, feel-good stories. Are there some things that are some feel-good stories about an employee, or just something's happening even in your community, even in your area, that you can help others make sure they know about, and that you share? It doesn't always have to be just about your business. All right, so top of the funnel is attraction. How do you attract more of the right people? And if you have a fan base, say it's 2,000, and you're putting out some content that is doing one of these things, entertain, or it's educating, or it's providing experience, and those fans engage with it, it's more likely that they're going to, if they comment on it or they share that, who are they sharing it with? They're sharing it with their friend base, who's going to have some similarities to them. So that's a good base for the potential for that friend to want to come and like your page, all right? Because it's similar demographic. And that's kind of how you amplify that's that viral nature of Facebook. So you want to think through that. Entertain, educate, experience. I've got a couple examples. Let's dive into those so you can see some things here. The first one on the left is a furniture store. And this post was one they did that congratulated the son of the owners for his induction into the local high school athletic hall of fame. Okay, so this is a furniture store. It had nothing to do with a couch, a sofa, a lazy boy, or a flat screen TV. All right, all things that they sell. It was a personal feel-good story, providing experience. Can you celebrate with us that the son of the owners was inducted into the local high school athletic hall of fame. He was in, all league performer, and what it did was it garnered 123 likes, 18 comments, and some shares. Okay, and that's important because every interaction with Facebook is tracked by Facebook to help them determine what they show that person in the future. All right, so you think about it this way. You put this post out here, people have liked that. The 123 people that liked that and the 18 that commented are more likely to see the next post that this furniture page posts in the newsfeed than they were before that. All right? Because Facebook tries to provide you with the relevant information that you want to see based on your past interactions, what you have done on Facebook. So they're tracking when you like something, when you comment on something, and they're identifying in their algorithm that says, hey, this is of interest to that person. Let's show them more of that. And why do they do that? Because any given day, anybody on Facebook has more stuff that could be shown in their news feed than they could possibly see. I think the factor was any given day someone can see potentially 1,500 different things in the news feed. If you're an average American user, you're going to be on there 40 minutes. You can't see 1,500 things in that 40 minutes. So Facebook tries to, it narrows that down. You're going to say maybe 15, maybe 20% of that. And Facebook tries to help you determine what's the most important stuff for you to see. One of the big factors is what have you liked, interacted with recently. All right. So by putting posts out here like this, we're then helping them, the furniture store fans, see our next post, and that next post might be a link that goes back to our website that talks about a product, something like that, some new product, and say, hey, have you seen this? And the Father's Day is coming up in the U.S., and we have these lazy boys in. Check this out, and it links to the website. That's a furniture store, and somebody clicks through on that. But the reason that they saw that post maybe was because, first off, they had liked this feel-good story about the family of the owners of the company. All right. Okay. Second one on the right then is a even simpler one, and that is a picture, guy, gal, brushing their teeth. Quick caption: do women brush better than men? Question mark. They put a stat out there, 86% of women brush their teeth at least twice daily. Only 66% of men remember to brush. This is by a dentist's office, and they just put that out there. Boom. Not asking for a response other than in the picture. There's a question in the picture, and people start responding. People start, they got 24 shares off of this. So people thought that was interesting enough that they wanted to share it. Maybe it was, women sharing it to their husbands or, something like that, saying, hey, brush your teeth, because 86% of us do, but you guys are not. But regardless, it was, because a dentist, what are you going to do? You don't go to the dentist every week. You don't want to. You don't want to go there every month, but a dentist wants to be top of mind. All right? And so they can put content in the newsfeed that people engage with, so people see their stuff, so they're top of mind. So the next day, it's been that length of time. I should set up my dentist appointment for the checkup, or that type of thing. Or hey, Joey's got a toothache. What's a dentist that you recommend? Okay, maybe Dr. Zuckerberg here would be top of mind. So that's the way you can do that in a simple attract and engage method on Facebook. Again, attract and engage should be 50% of your content. Now, breaking down attract and engage a little bit further there, it's social and style. Images can work great. Videos can work great. That's another thing that's coming. You should think of an element of fun. How can you not just be so rote and basic in delivering straight information? Because they're on there to be entertained. Remember, it's a social network. Don't do over-the-top selling. If you can, tell a story and invite interaction. This was a great Starbucks example here. Very simple, and it is Starbucks. So they got a big fan base overall already, but they got 112,000 likes on this, 14,900 shares on this, and all they had to do is put a caption of a young gal holding Starbucks cup with PSL on it. Okay, commence, happy dance, PSL is back. And I know a whole bunch of you out there automatically know what PSL is. All right, so they didn't give people too much. They let people come to that conclusion. It was inviting that. It was inspiring that. This is the time of the year. This was in the fall, getting ready for the fall when PSL comes out. You know what it is, right? Right? Pumpkin spice latte. All right, they were rolling it out. People were excited. It was the time of the year for pumpkin spice latte to come out, Commence Happy Dance. That's all they had to say. This is a soft sell. It's not saying pumpkin spice latte is out. Come into Starbucks and get one. All they were saying was commence Happy Dance. That's fun. PSL is back. So what do you want to do? You want to go get one. So, but do you see it's not a direct come buy one now mentality. It works. It was social. All right. Now, that's a Starbucks example, direct to consumer. What if you're more of a public service organization? All right. What do you do? What can you do? How about Philadelphia Police Department? All right. That is not something that is, you want to necessarily go visit every day, the police department, right? What can they do in terms of their Facebook marketing integrating so that people are aware of them online in Philadelphia area? So they found a fun way to encourage people with bracing themselves for an upcoming snowstorm and reminding them of what they can't do and with a snowstorm when the snow comes, all right? And they used this game of cones, hashtag game of cones, okay? A play on words there, a play off of other things, and they said, snowstorm's coming, but remember, you can't, no savies, hashtag no savies, all right? People, you get in the big city, you get a bunch of snow, people shovel out their parking spot, and it's a public parking spot because it's in the street, right? So, but people want to save it, so they're putting cones out there. They're trying to mark their spot where they shoveled. That's a no-no. You can't do that. It's illegal. It's a public parking spot. I don't care if it's in front of your house. It's in the street. And so they're finding a nice way of, number one, public service announcement. The snow is coming, okay? And number two, remember, no savies. That you can't do that. So, and they got a whole bunch of people. 1,100 people like this, 156 comments, 851 shares. All of that in a educational, fun way, knowing that more people will now see their posts, people, fans of the Philadelphia Police Department in the future. All those comments out there, that helps. Every interaction is a tip to Facebook to show more of those posts. So they're trying to, that takes some creativity, folks. So I'm not saying that this is just something where you can toss something up. You need to think through some of these pieces, okay? Stop before you post and say, am I meeting these criteria? Is it fun? Is it helpful? Is it educational? Is it resource rich? Okay, it doesn't have to be all of those, but it should have a focus point and do something like that to be an attraction and engagement content. Some of the other content is different from that, but this should be 50% of your content on Facebook is trying to just garner interaction to get that like, comment, share so that people are engaging with your post. All right, another question for you to see if you're still with me. Fact or fiction? The number one post type for best reach on Facebook currently is photo post. Fact or fiction? All right, if you're with me, give me a fact or a fiction statement there, or you can give me the answer just like Greta did. I got fact, I got fiction, I got fact. I got a person straddling the line. That's Janice, I'm calling you out. You're straddling. Okay, you got to go one way or the other, Janice. Fact, fiction, fact. Janice, come through. Come on. All right. It is video. You're on the right path there, Janice. Video is currently the number one method for getting the best reach, and reach is defined as the amount of people of your fan base that sees a post, okay? Because you can post it, you post something out there, that does not mean that 100% of your fans are going to see that. Again, are they on Facebook? And again, there's all these things that they could see. Facebook needs to show them what they can see. And my Chrome is crashing. Come on, that's not a good thing. Fortunately, we're on the slides here. Video posts are getting the most reach. All right, so let's just think about that a little bit more, because people sometimes get scared about video. Can they do video? Should they do video? What are they going to do with video? And I'm I'm going to give you a few tips on video right now as my Chrome reloads in the background. That's what happens sometimes, I guess, when you have 30 plus some tabs going in. Chrome can't take it anymore. All right, there's a question about organic video or links to video, and the bottom line absolutely is organic video. That means video loaded to Facebook. It is not links to YouTube videos that you share on Facebook. Clear distinction here. All right, organic video, Aaron, I'll give you that answer right now. I will repeat it. This is videos loaded to Facebook. Here's a simple test that I did. Give you a little example here. On the left is a post on TabSite that I was doing about a blog post. All right, this is just the link post. So I wrote it. The caption is exactly the same on both posts. These were posted within a minute of each other at the same time of day, so I try to take out time period differences. So the one on the left, I wrote a caption, I put the link in, I shared it. So it was a link post, okay? And 32 minutes later, it had reached 316 people. All right, so I also did a short video, and I said, hey, we've got a new blog post out. It is 12 things you need to do to optimize your blog post, and this is after you have written it and turned it live. Check this out. Click here on the Learn More at the end of this video. That's basically all I did. I did it with my iPhone, and it was 30, 35 seconds long, and I just introduced the blog post. Same thing, 1,071 people reached 104 views of the video in that same 32-minute time period. So I reached, over 3 times as many people, and I basically just quickly loaded this video, and let me just go into the detail now. I got another slide for that just to show you how to do that. So when you are using video on Facebook, and I went around and around about this with a number of people, and they always say, do we need green screen? Do we need heavy equipment? I'm saying no. I am saying that your team, you as an individual, probably have a smartphone, and that is, adequate. It will work. It can be helpful, and just I'm saying use it, and basically take that video on your iPhone. You can load it directly to Facebook there, or you can, I use oftentimes Dropbox, so I've got a video on my iPhone, I sync it through Dropbox so it's available to me on my desktop, and I go to my desktop here, I'm creating a new post right here, and I'm selecting photo video in the post. I put in my caption, then it asks me, do I want to use a call to action? I always say yes. In that red box in the middle, there's call to action types. And it can be, some of them, there's multiple ones you can choose from. I often use Learn More, and then I'm putting in my blog post, wherever I want them to go when the video is done. And I can change my headline or link description. That's just pulled in from the website URL itself, the blog post. And basically, when the video is done again, they're going to see a button that says Learn More. They click on that, they're going to go directly to whatever URL I put in there. And so you need to be thinking about ways that you can introduce your content. I've started doing this for new blog posts, and I try to create a couple of videos each week that introduce, maybe it's a podcast episode, or it's a new blog post, or it's something else that we're doing. I try to put little videos out there about them. Nothing long, nothing fancy. I mean, I'm usually doing these in one cut, 30 seconds or so in terms of the video, and I'm loading them up. I use a couple apps, and iMovie is one of those, let's see, Vita Video is another one. It's just so I can crop out, maybe the beginning or the end where I'm reaching for the camera, turning the camera on. Boom, that's it. I'm done. I move on. But it works. It's getting the reach. People are watching that because what we call here a native video, one that's directly loaded to Facebook, autoplays in the newsfeed. Okay, so it performs better than other videos because there's less that they have to do. They can see people scrolling through the newsfeed, all of a sudden that video starts moving. There's no audio right away, but it starts moving. It can capture their attention, and then they're ready to click through. Now, often what I do is I use the little app I just talked about there and put a little text at the beginning that gives them a little bit more indicators, say, new blog post, or halftime mic for my podcast, and I'll give them a little indicator so that even as the video takes off, they're seeing me talk, motion there, but they're seeing, you know, the text I have on the video, and that helps give them a little bit more education to click through. Want to turn that audio on to see the video. Mid-funnel here. I want to dive into this, and then I'm going to get ready for some halftime Q&A here. So the mid-funnel is your capture and nurture. This is where you want to do lead capture. I want to say your goal here in lead capture is to move them from a social, from Facebook, to getting an email address. And about 30% of your content should focus on this. How are you putting posts out that lead people to click through to your website where you have some type of lead capture form and to get a resource? So let's talk about that and drill into that. This is resources. Ebooks can work great here. Coupons can work great if particularly B2C, business to consumer. Some type of incentive, a discount, some simple, always make it simple to sign up. Don't have 15 fields on a form they have to fill out. The shorter, the better, the more people will follow through with that. And maybe you need to do a name and email address and offer them, get this free ebook, which will give you a guide to explain what the value is, and then they will sign up for that. All right. So, and that's something you can share. Hey, we have a new ebook out, or hey, you can get this 25% coupon off your first purchase by going over here and signing up. Or it's like, hey, your first consulting visit is 20 minutes on the house if you sign up here. Whatever that is that makes sense for your business. What is something of value that is not your primary product, but something of value you're offering that you can get them to opt into in exchange for their name and email address, so that you can then nurture that. You have them on your email list now. You should be doing email marketing. This is where, yes, we're talking about Facebook today, but I'm saying you need an integrated approach, so you need to think through, that's the next step. That's the multiple touch points. Now you've got them from Facebook as a fan, also on your email list. Now you can touch them again through an email marketing campaign. I recommend things like MailChimp with the automation you can do there, so that they sign up once, and you can set up ahead of time so that after they sign up, they get the ebook in an email, and then a day later they get the second email, and maybe you tell them on day 4 they're going to get another email, and day 7 they get another email, and you're kind of building rapport with them over time. You're educating them on who you are, some valuable resources, things that can be of interest to them. It's not just all hard sell, because if you hard sell all those times, they will unsubscribe. Take them on a journey with you from fan to lead, and from an unknown to a known on your email list. This is the goal, unknown to known. And to do that, make sure that that offer is some type of clear incentive. Okay? One example of this lead capture that is contest related is using TabSite. This was a company that's kind of a pet boutique, pet salon, so to speak, and they would run a contest for pets, and it was by breed each month, and they would invite people to load a photo of their breed. The one shown here was West Highland Terrier month. Load a picture, the pooch of the month. Load a picture of your West Highland Terrier, get your friends to vote for it, and if you win, you get X, Y, and Z kind of thing. All right? And it works on a number of methods, because everybody that shared a picture of their West Highland Terrier had to enter. They put a picture of the pooch in, and they had to give their name and their email address. Okay? They were averaging over 250 entries per month for each breed. So now if you're a pet boutique store, and in July you got 250 email addresses of poodle owners, and in August you got 250 email addresses of West Highland Terrier owners. Is that helpful to you? Absolutely, it's helpful to you. Okay, that is helpful to you going forward, because you can market to them via email. You can market specifically to them going forward. Hey, in the fall, we have this special on poodle shampoo that works for whatever that is. All right, so this was the incentive, was the opportunity to win, but it opted them into their email list so they could reach out to them further. And the other valuable factor was that it helped grow their Facebook fan count, because these people signed up, entered their dog, and they were motivated to try to get votes for their dog, so they shared that a ton. They shared it with family, with friends, on Facebook, and they tried to get them to come back and vote. A lot of these are going to be dog-friendly friends, right? So then they come back and vote. They say, hey, what is this Petopia? Maybe we should like this page. They would like the page. That was one example. Now, another one that's not contest related is to offer something of value. And, sometimes your product is one that people aren't going to buy every day, every month, every year. It's going to be a bigger one, like a building. All right, this is one for a building, and there's commercial or residential, but it's that outbuilding, that you need to store stuff in. Your extra garage, you want to put a camper trailer in, a boat in, and whatever in the winter times. People aren't going to buy that regularly, but can you opt them into your list so that when they are ready, they know about you because you have educated them ahead of time by getting them to consider a planning guide, something that's going to help them in the early dreaming stages think through what it takes, what they need to be aware of, what they need to be planning for as they look at getting a building, looking for a builder. So this was a builder who was doing that. They created a free ebook resource that was a planning guide. So it was not their product. It was helping people think through the decisions ahead of their product. All right? That's a great model, and you might be able to do that with some type of industry report or a guide. Maybe it's a video that you offer that people have to sign up to get access to. And then you can reach your target audience by targeting Facebook ads to them. That's what we're going to go next to get into that piece. Now, side note here, and that is, you see how big that image is in the post? It's the full width. And I want people to know about this, that the images you have on your post make a difference. The image sizes you have on your post make a difference, okay? Because if you don't have a good large size image on your blog post, it's going to show small in the newsfeed. It doesn't capture attention. This is a big image. I mean, I have a simple text there, but it's a big image, so it captures attention. So to do that, I've given you the dimensions over here on the right. This is a specific tip. Must have an image that is at least 600 by 315 pixels on the web page for the best appearance on Facebook. All right, that's important there. Okay, website images matter on Facebook. That's where things are interrelated and integrated once again, because people are visual. You want to take up as much space in the newsfeed as possible. The way to do that, if you're sharing a link, is to have a great image, a large enough image. All right. Okay. Here's the example on the left of if you didn't, Facebook will do this. It'll show a little thumbnail. You can't really see that. And it'll give you more of the text that is below the image on the right. So that's two examples. One bad on the left, one great on the right, all to do with what is pulled in from the website with an image. Okay, back to lead capture opportunities. So you want to grow leads. How can you do that? Obviously, I'm with TabSite here. We created this tool. I think it's great. It works for people. These are some examples I've highlighted here that you could use of ours. I'm not going to do sell here, but photo contests, sweepstakes, essay contests, coupon, form and survey apps, all of those are tools that can help you gain a name and email address that can be relevant for you. So I just put those out there. You can check them all out, tabsite.com. I'm not going to spend more time on that. All right? So there we have a halftime. I'm running a little bit behind what I want to with my schedule here, but do you have questions that you want to offer me right now? I'll tackle them, or I'm going to keep moving, and we'll dive into the second half. All right, I'm going to keep going then and dive into things. Again, I will address more questions at the second half, at the end. And a reminder, tip number one was to succeed online, you need to integrate, and that is bring your Facebook marketing together with other components such as your email marketing, such as the good images you have on the website, and you must think multi-touch. How do I get people to get at least 7 of those points of contact with our business? We just talked about this, the mid-funnel lead capture, where you want to get an email address, and the nurture. Again, nurture is email automation. How are you setting up campaigns? And I'm recommending you can set up drip campaigns and go out 6 to 14 days. okay? And you can do those through a variety of email marketing services. Set it up, let it run so that and don't do heavy sell in those email nurtures, except maybe on the last one. But build some rapport. So if they've met you on Facebook, they've clicked on a link, they've opted in, maybe they got 3 points of contact with you now. So then you give them, email 1 with some more resources, email 2 with some more resources, email 3 with a piece of information that's helpful. Email 4 maybe is one that says, hey, if you're interested, here is a coupon that you could take and make a purchase now. So that would be the sell. It wasn't until they've had multiple points of contact with you. The bottom of the funnel then, the important piece there is to think through the sell. This is, and like I said, Facebook is not a direct sell, so you don't want to do this often, but you can have some direct sell posts on Facebook. These are going to most likely be link posts, or maybe it's going to be a photo or a video that ultimately clicks through. You include a link in it. Again, you could do this. Video's doing great with reach right now, so you could create a video. Hey, we're running a special offer here. It's just this week. It's going to end on Friday. It's 30% off of this. I think that, if you want to get it, now is the time. Click on this link at the end of the video, and it'll take you through to where you can purchase that. Boom, that was your video. That was one of your 20% of your content mix that you put out on Facebook that week, and it went to a direct offer and gave them a discount that you had for them. That can be a conversion method that you offer for them. Finally, always be measuring. Always be measuring. Now, what can you measure? Okay, you can measure your Facebook insights. Facebook gives you tremendous insights into what is happening with your posts. How are they performing? I'll show you an example of that in a little bit. But also, your website will tell you what specific traffic you're getting from Facebook. If you have Google Analytics set up, it will tell you, Google Analytics will tell you exactly where they were before coming to your website, so you can tell Facebook traffic coming across. If you have a sign-up form, obviously, and you're directing them there from Facebook, you can tell how many signups you're getting, and you can tell the engagement, how many people are liking or commenting on your post. Measure those things so that you can adjust, make improvements on a week-by-week basis. You need to schedule a little time to do some reviews. Track your return on investment, okay, of your time and your effort in that measurement area. Don't forget that piece. Now, quick tool, just making sure that you know this. When you create a post, Facebook gives you the opportunity to schedule a post, because you most likely need to be scheduling some posts to go out when you are not in the office or not during the work day, because that's some of the best times. Facebook allows you to schedule that free, so you can go in, in the morning and schedule some things so that it would go out at 9 o'clock that night. Okay, that's an important piece that you need to know about, and Facebook will tell you when your people are on. They will tell you what is the best time to reach your fans. And in this example, under Insights, under Posts, it's saying that my fans were online around 9 p.m. It was 8:30 there was a peak time. So I might want to be scheduling a post for that 8:30 time slot. Facebook tells me that, okay? That's just Insights. It's free to everybody. You should know when you want to post that, all right? So finally, let's move into targeting and ads, maximizing the power of Facebook ads with demographic researching. There's two main ad tools, the Ads Manager and the Boost Post. And your targeting of those within each of those is your key to winning on Facebook, because it's getting you in front of the right audience. Okay, it's instead of that billboard approach when you're driving down the highway and you see a billboard and that billboard is not relevant to you. We can ignore all that with Facebook. We can run an ad and only have it appear in front of the people that we want it to appear in front of. So when you go into the Facebook, you click on the Ads Manager first. This isn't the Boost Post one. The Ads Manager that gives you the types of ads. I'm not going to go into those. That'd be another day, another course to go into which ones you select for what. I'm just going to say most often you're going to want to send people to your website, or you're going to want to promote, boost your posts. Okay, those are two common ones you want to do. But for as little as $1 a day, you can get people to take specific actions that you want. And here's the key: is that you begin to drill down into the demographics. Okay. So it might be a custom audience, which I'll tell you a little bit about, but obviously by location, age, gender, language. But did you know that you can drill into job titles. So you want to click on those more demographics to get in there because you often will know the job title of the person you are trying to reach. Okay? So that's going to be key to narrow things down. You don't want to just do it by age because that can be too broad. You don't want to just do it by demographic region, too broad, but use those plus some job titles to narrow it down further. I think job title is a great one, but again, it's going to depend on your audience. Maybe that's too specific for you, so you need to be aware of who you want to get in front of. The other option is the boost post. So you create a post out there. On any post you created as an admin, you see a boost button. You click on the boost button, it gives you kind of a screen, similar like this. They keep changing them, and it allows you to target who you want. The boost is faster, but not as detailed. It's giving you some demographics that you can break down into, such as their interest. Okay, so this was by us about holiday marketing with Facebook apps, and we wanted to reach people with an interest in obviously social media marketing, internet marketing. It allowed us to do that. So if you want to go fast, use Boost. If you want to go more precise, use the Ads Manager. And finally, if you want to do that multi-touching, you can target people with audiences. That's the final one there. Let's just drill into that a little bit more. The audiences well, let me finish this one first. How are you going to do your budget? I'm saying if you've got $50 to spend, you can break them down. This is from my friend Andrea Val, and she says you can break it down this way. So your budget spend is going to be for growing your fan base in a targeted way, for doing some engagement on some posts, and then the largest part is going to be your email opt-in. So again, you might think of if you're spending $50, maybe 30 of that's going to be going towards the email opt-in posts to get people to your website, to get them to opt into something. All right? Think of it this way. Here's the $35 to drive to opt-in, $10 to boost the posts, $5 for new likes on the post. The $10 would be people just seeing the post. All right? So that can be a breakdown of your monthly budget. Andrea does a great job with Facebook ads. I want to mention that. Now, the custom audience piece. So when you've drilled into audiences, you can determine types of audiences and you can create them. They give you a couple options: customer list, website traffic, or app activity. So the customer list is exactly what it says. You can upload a CSV file of your customer list. Facebook doesn't do anything with it. They try to match that, like the email addresses that you've loaded, with Facebook users, and so then you can run ads to existing customers. Okay, so if you have a customer list, now maybe you want to do it to people that just not only are your customers but have maybe visited your website. That's the next one, website traffic. You put a pixel. You have your web developer put that on your website, and then Facebook knows who they are, and so you can run ads to them because they've been on your website. So that's a great way to get that multi-touch going, is to run ads back to people who have visited your website already. Finally, the lookalike. I love this one. Okay, so if you have loaded your client list, for instance, okay, then you can create a lookalike of that customer list. So this is brilliant. Okay, so your customer list is people who bought from you, but Facebook allows you to create a lookalike that looks like your customer list. These are people who haven't bought from you, but who fit the demographic profile of the people you loaded. Okay, and it will match them up, and it will give you that. What a brilliant way to reach more of your audience, target audience, than to do a lookalike audience and run ads to them, because they're like the people who bought from you. Okay, awesome stuff there. Powerful targeting Facebook ads provides for you to your website visitors, your customer lists, and then also to think about contest and lead capture lists. You can run ads to them and your lookalike audiences. All right, so that's going to be my winding down here. With the bottom line is that there's opportunity on Facebook. The free takes time. Okay, you got to work at this. You got to put posts out. You got to think through those posts. The paid helps you get in front of more of your target audience, and you want to mix that budget up with more of that going to the opt-in. How are you driving them to an email list? So follow that funnel. Now, I also am going to have, as I said, a new course coming out. And this is going to go into more details on these, like that Facebook thing. I drill into that on one of those, and I also drill into the post more. And you'll be able to find out more information about that at mikeg.biz/gameplan FB course. You got to spell out just like that. That is case sensitive on the FB being capitalized there. I'm going to run a course. It's going to have 4 sessions to it. It's